culture. A few hundred years later, Confucius' thoughts spread across the land of China. His Analects of Confucius was translated into more than 40 languages. Confucius' portrait relief is engraved on the lintel of the United States Supreme Court. The excellent traditional Chinese culture, represented by Confucianism, has become an important force of world civilizations. The Chinese civilization has since ancient times highlighted the devotion to benevolence, valued people orientation, maintained creditworthiness, advocated justice, upheld peace and harmony, and sought the great harmony. Such ethos has spanned thousands of years and found itself embodied in the common values of all humankind: peace, development, impartiality, justice, democracy, and freedom. Today, this Nishan Forum on world civilizations prides itself on explaining to the world the excellent traditional Chinese culture and providing more Chinese wisdom and Chinese solutions to the exchange and mutual learning of world civilizations, elimination of gaps and misunderstanding, and promotion of mutual understanding and communication between peoples. For thousands of years, the Chinese people have always believed that the world is a commonwealth. The Chinese civilization is willing to join hands with the rich and colorful civilizations created by the peoples of other countries to provide human beings with proper spiritual guidance and spiritual motivation and create a peaceful, friendly, and bright future.
请中共山东省委副书记、山东省省长、尼山世界文明论坛组委会主席、
Governor of Shandong and Chairman of International Confucian Association, Mr. Zhou Naixiang, to moderate the session. Deputy Chairman Wei Hua, ambassadors and diplomats, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. In this golden season of autumn and at this beautiful month of September, we are more than glad to be gathered in the hometown of Confucius for the 2022 China Qufu International Confucius Cultural Festival and the 8th Nishan Forum on World Civilizations. First, please allow me to extend a warm welcome to all the distinguished guests from all across the world. I would also like to express my sincere gratitude for your long-time support to Shandong. This year, the theme of the festival is to celebrate the 2537th birthday of Confucius, and we will talk about the diversity of human civilization and the common values of mankind. We are hosting this year's forum and festival in an online and physical manner. We have two keynote speeches. We have one special session for ambassadors, and we also have 8 dialogue sessions and a number of parallel events. In the meantime, we're going to release a series of classic literatures. We will also inaugurate the China, Japan, and Korea entity for publishing. We will also grant awards for the Confucius Prize. In the meantime, we will host a number of forums, such as the Intellect Forum, Confucius Forum, Overseas Chinese Forum, Presidents of Universities Forum. In total, we have 40 dialogues and forums in parallel. Allow me to introduce the distinguished guests we have. Deputy Chairman of the National People's Congress and Chairman of the September 3rd Society, Mr. Wei Hua. Deputy Director of Cultural Affairs of the CPPCC, Mr. Nie Xiaolian. And Mr. Zhang Jianchun, Deputy Director General of the CPC Publicity Department. Former Deputy Minister of Foreign Trade, Mr. Long Yongtu. Former Party Secretary of the Zenmin University of China and Council Director of Nishan World Center for Confucius Studies, Ms. Nishan, and Mr. Li Xikui, Deputy Director of International Confucian Association, and Mr. Yang Xiaokun, representative from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and Qin Huaijin, former Deputy Minister of the Ministry of Culture, and Mr. Cui Jianming, Head of Research from the Central Academy of Social Sciences, and Deputy Council Director Li Wenliang of International Confucianism Association, Mr. Zhao Jianguo, Deputy Editor-in-Chief of Guangbing Daily Newspaper. We also have the Chief Representative from the Croatian Embassy to China, Plenipotentiary of Ethiopia to China, Mohammed Seed. Madam Wang Yujun, Counselor from Thailand to Qingdao, and Jingchuan Yuanxian, Japanese Counselor to Qingdao. Cambodian Counselor to Jinan, Mr. Shansuo. Party Secretary of CPC Shandong Committee, Mr. Li Ganjie, and Chairman of the Shandong Provincial CPPCC, Madam Ge Huijun, Deputy Director of the Provincial National People's Congress of Shandong, Yang Dongqi, Head of CPC Shandong Committee's Publicity Department, Mr. Sun Lichen, Deputy Director of the Provincial National People's Congress, Sun Jiyi, Deputy Chairman and Deputy Governor of Shandong, Jiang Cheng, Deputy Governor of Shandong, Madam Duan Qingying, Deputy Head of Shandong Provincial CPPCC, and Mr. Li Su Cai, President of Shandong University. And we are sorry that some of the guests cannot be with us. They include former Vice Premier, Madam Liu Yandong. She has sent a video speech to congratulate the opening of this festival. And Honorary Chairman of Nishan World Center for Confucius Studies, Xu Jialu, he also sent a video presentation. And now I would like to wish the resounding success of the 8th Nishan Forum on World Civilizations. Minister of the Culture of Tourism, Hu Heping, also sent a video presentation. We have also President of East Timor, Premier of Solomon Islands, Secretary of Kyrgyzstan, former President of Greece, and former Serbian President, former Prime Minister of Japan, and former President of Korea, former New Zealand President, who have sent us video presentations into this opening ceremony. We have 45 diplomats and ambassadors from 35 countries. And we have altogether more than 200 distinguished guests at this opening ceremony. They are from China, the United States, Russia, Japan, Chinese Taiwan, and Chinese Hong Kong, and other more than 20 regions. And we also have a director of Confucius Studies of Tsinghua University and director of the academic committee of Nishan World Center for Confucius Studies. We also have representatives of the members of the International Confucianism Association. We have 25 platforms live streaming this session online. We have Guangming Daily, People's Daily, and China Central Television, who have sent their representatives here to this opening ceremony. And we also have representatives from Jilin municipal government and representatives from all walks of life. And we have 8 agendas in the opening ceremony. First, may I give the floor to Party Secretary and Chairman of Shandong People's Congress, Mr. Li Ganjie, to address the opening ceremony. Vice Chairman Wei Hua, dear diplomats, ambassadors, and representatives from international organizations, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, good morning. Nishan is a blessed place. It is here that we welcome guests from all across the world. And today, it's a great privilege for us to be gathered at the 2022 China Qufu International Confucius Cultural Festival and the 8th Nishan Forum on World Civilizations. First, on behalf of Shandong Party Committee, the Shandong Provincial Government, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all the distinguished guests and all the dear friends for this event. I would also like to express my sincere gratitude for your long-time support and help to the development of Shandong.
Shandong is located in the eastern coastal area. It is famous for its economy and large population and culture. And as to the permanent residents number, we have exceeded 100 million. And as a big province of culture, we are famous for Yellow River and Confucius and Taishan Mountain. We are a civilized province and an important origin of the Chinese civilization, as well as the Confucius culture. As a big province of economy in 2021, the provincial GDP exceeded 830 million RMB yuan, ranking number 3 in the nation. So, dear experts and friends, civilizations are colorful because of the diversity. And this forum is themed under the diversity of human civilizations and the common values of mankind. This topic is of great significance. Previously, President Xi Jinping pointed out that peace, justice, democracy, freedom are the common values of mankind. Those common values are in consistency with the great harmony while reserving differences and some other Chinese culture. Those values have injected some new dynamism to the mankind progress. These values can reflect the core values of socialism with Chinese characteristics, and they reflect the modern values of China. They are up to the development themes, and we are seeking our own development while encouraging common development. Those common values also can reflect the world view, and they go beyond ethnicity and nationality. They are depicting the common prosperity landscape of all civilizations. Those common values are practiced in China as well. They have brought about the new modernization in China. President Xi mentioned that to realize modernization, we must allow for the large population to pursue common prosperity and common wealth. Physical civilization and intellectual civilization must be balanced. Man and nature must live in harmony in this modernized world, and we must all pursue peaceful development paths in this modern world. That proposition demonstrates the intonations of Chinese version of modernization. A nation's modernization path is rooted in our fine tradition and culture. The Chinese modernization is the same. The fine Chinese culture and tradition offers rich contents. The Chinese culture values the harmony of man and nature, and those can reflect the coexistence of man and nature. Peace is also our pursuit since long. We will always embark on the road of peaceful development. So fine traditional Chinese culture injects some new power into China's development. And we also highlight persistency and patriotism. Those values are the deep-rooted DNAs of Chinese nation. For China to embark on the road of new modernization in this new era, they have paved the way. They have offered us a lot more values, and we are also people-oriented. We are practicing the high virtuousness, and we also call for the creditworthiness and benevolence. Those are the essence of fine traditional Chinese culture. And that is also the common pursuit of the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation in this new era. So, dear guests, dear friends, China's modernization is exploring in a hard way, and it's developing in innovation. Right now, Shandong province is working hard towards that bright future in order to strive for a powerful province with socialism of Chinese characteristics. We would love to make the pie bigger and continuously deepen the transformation of the drivers of the economy. We will improve efficiency and cement our physical foundation, and we will also enhance our political awareness in order to build political civilization. We will profoundly practice people's democracy and improve our governance capacity. We will unswervingly improve our intellectual civilization as well. We will champion these new socialized values, and we will see the common development of physical and intellectual civilizations. We will consistently work for common prosperity, for the universal and grassroots level welfare. We will try to deliver, for example, the services of education, healthcare, because those will help to boost people's sense of attainment and sense of security. In addition, we will also develop ecology. We will work on the path of green development, and we will try to build a low-carbon, high-quality pilot zones so that man and nature can live in harmony. Dear guests, President Xi Jinping urges us to boost the traditional Chinese fine culture to be transformed in this new era for better development. Oriented to the future, we will try to dig deeper into our civilization so that the common values of mankind could be better carried forward. We will also contribute to the civilizational exchange. We will implement social science innovative projects and philosophy projects so that we can build the Shandong version of civilization and increase the influence of Nishan Forum. We will also try to explore the new model of transmission of culture so that for the famous cultural zones and national parks could be developed further in Shandong province. We will try to develop some new brands of culture to carry forward the fine culture. We will also make efforts to develop both culture and tourism in order to build a cluster of cultural and tourism-related spots. And we will encourage the cultural enterprises and consumption modes to take shape. We will encourage the Shandong brands to give out the new dynamism and vitality. And we will try to integrate with the high-quality development philosophy and the BRI concept. We will also build some sister cities with others and conduct some popular cultural activities to tell the Chinese story and the Shandong story. The fine Chinese culture could be innovatively transformed and developed. The esteemed guests, dear friends, we will always meet despite of the distance, and there is a common future for us to look forward to. So let's hold high the banner of civilization and cooperation. Let's join hands to respond to this ever-changing world and work together to boost the common values of mankind and encourage the exchange of civilizations with our due contribution. Finally, I wish a complete success to 2022 China International Confucius Cultural Festival and the 8th Nishan Forum on World Civilization. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Li Ganji. In Mr. Li's remarks, he interpreted the common values of mankind and their significance. He also declared Shandong's contribution to building a powerful province with socialism of Chinese characteristics, as well as the measures to be taken. He called for all of us to practice the common values so as to create a better future. Now let's go to the second item on the agenda. Let's invite the Deputy Minister of Publicity of CPC, the Minister of Tourism and Culture, Hu Heping, to deliver the opening remarks. The esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, it's a real pleasure for me to meet you guys in this harvesting season of autumn in the hometown of Confucius. On the occasion of the 2022 China International Confucius Cultural Festival and Nishan Forum on World Civilization. On behalf of the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, I would love to extend our congratulations to the opening ceremony and our sincere welcome to all the present guests. 2,573 years ago, the famous Chinese educator and thinker Confucius was born in Qufu. He created Confucianism, and on top of that, the Confucius thoughts were developed, contributing greatly to the Chinese civilization and world civilization at large. It is an important part of traditional Chinese culture. For years, the China Qufu International Confucius Cultural Festival and Nishan Forum on World Civilization took the responsibility of transmitting Confucianism with its sorts of workshops and discussions and cultural activities. Especially since 2020, those two occasions were combined so that they coincide in time. Those activities are very well received by scholars in China and abroad. Gradually, those two brands have been very important forums and platforms to carry forward the Chinese culture and promote the civilizational exchange. In 2022, the two forums are themed under the diversity of human civilizations and common values of mankind, cultural transmission, development, exchange of civilizations, the new forum of civilizations and global governance are the common topics to be explored. From the perspective of Confucianism, we would love to propose the Chinese wisdom and Chinese solutions so as to build a community of shared future for mankind. All things could live together without contradiction to each other. Since ancient times, Chinese civilization were known for its inclusiveness and openness. Some find Chinese culture, for example, Confucianism, has been integrating with some other civilizations, giving out new vitality. In Confucianism, the value of sharing similarities while reserving differences and living in harmony with other countries and living with some other countries have offered some good enlightenments to other countries. As a responsible nation, China holds high the banner of exchange. Equality, mutual learning, dialogue, and inclusiveness are our values of civilization. We respect diversity of civilization, and we practice multilateralism. The UNESCO Tourism Organization of UN have invited us to promote cultural and tourism rules to be more fairer, justified, and open. We would love to create a more beautiful tomorrow. Here, I would love to propose 3 takeaways. First, create an open and inclusive environment to protect the diversity of human civilization.
Prosperity lies in peace and harmony. And this is the fundamental nature of human civilization. This is also the fundamental momentum of human progress. China is willing to work together with other countries in the world, coordinate our policies, and strengthen information sharing, talents cultivation, and market development so that we can truly create an open and inclusive policy environment. We welcome international organizations in the category of culture and tourism to come into China for exchanges. We support international exchanges, and we support developing countries and developed countries as well to welcome Chinese tourists. And we also encourage cross-border tourism cooperation. And secondly, we are going to further empower cultural tourism. Culture is just like water, and it lubricates everything. And the economic development cannot go without culture. We will vigorously develop the cultural industry and establish a sustainable, high-quality cultural system so as to play the supportive role of culture. In the meantime, we are going to leverage 5G, big data, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, augmented reality, and ultra-high definition to promote the cultural industry so as to achieve transformed development of the industry. Fundamentally, we are going to better meet the needs of the people and better serve economic development. We also support theaters and performance companies to actively engage in cooperation in jointly producing some fine quality shows for a global audience. Third, promote cultural exchanges and jointly build the community of shared future for mankind. The ocean is big because it never turns away drops of water. The mutual learning is the momentum of shared human growth progress. It is also one very important pillar for prosperity. We need to allow different cultures to flourish and engage in bilateral and multilateral cooperation and maximize our collective strengths and build public goods that serve the interest of all sides. We are going to carry out the Belt and Road Cultural Cooperation Program and provide platforms for cooperation in the fields of culture, performance, performing arts, as well as in music. And we are going to hold a number of festivals consisting of museums, arts galleries, and theaters. We are also going to host the Belt and Road International Arts Festival, arts exhibitions, and arts gatherings so as to create great platforms for artists from all across the world to realize their artistic ideas. We support joint researches in China and in the world. In the culture and tourism field, we will hold numerous training sessions. We also invite experts from all across the world to come into China to have exchanges of ideas and concepts. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, General Secretary Xi Jinping said that in today's world, our interests are intertwined. We have already become a community of shared future. Our destinies are interconnected, and we are interdependent on each other. China is willing to hold the banner of peace, development, cooperation, freedom, and democracy, and fairness, which are the universal values of mankind. And we will also leverage some major platforms such as the ICCF and the Nishan Forum on World Civilization so as to strengthen friendship and deepen our mutual understanding. And we will consolidate our consensus of peaceful cooperation and friendship. Last but not least, I would like to wish a resounding success of the 2022 China Qufu International Confucius Cultural Festival and the 8th Nishan Forum on World Civilization. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Minister Hu. In his presentation, he gave an in-depth elaboration on the Confucianism, contemporary values, and its global implications. In order to bring a greater success to the ICCF, the Nishan Forum on World Civilization is making great contributions, and under the support of the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, we will advocate those universal values of mankind and make our due contributions. Now let's enter into the third session, the video presentation of Hong Xiuzhu, former chairman of Kuomintang. Vice Chairman Wei Hua, Party Secretary Li Ganjie, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's a great pleasure to address the 8th Nishan Forum on World Civilization in a virtual format. I would like to express my sincere congratulations to the forum. China has the history of 5,000 years, and we have a profound culture. Confucianism is the spiritual bond of all Chinese, and its importance goes beyond words. The Nishan Forum plays a very important role for the Confucius philosophy. The Nishan Forum is also giving new missions to the Confucius study. In Taiwan, Confucianism is the cultural pillar and background of the island. It has already become the gene of Taiwan, and it's in every corner of Taiwan. Although Chinese mainland and Taiwan are separated because of geopolitical tensions, but this will not change that both sides belong to one China. And this will not change the fact that we are one family, and nor will it affect the overarching trend of reunification. Shandong is a great place of origin for the Chinese culture as well as Confucianism. It is only fitting to host the Confucius International Cultural Festival in Nishan, which is the birthplace of Confucius. And this will have great social impact. It will help advocate the positive ideas and energies. It will also help spread the traditional Chinese values and moral standards. Confucianism is the shared cultural wealth of people across the street, and we belong to one family, and the more challenging the situation is, the more we have to strengthen cultural exchanges across the street, and the more we have to deepen this cultural identity across the street. Last but not least, I wish all of you health and success. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Hong. In her presentation, she talked about this profound Confucianism is the shared cultural bond and spiritual wealth of people across the Taiwan street. She also talked about the significance of Confucianism in promoting reunification of the country. And I believe that driven by this shared cultural bond, we will definitely have an early reunification. Now let's kickstart the fourth item on the agenda. We're going to play the video presentations by foreign ambassadors.
And esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations on the opening of the Nishan Cultural Forum. And I am very pleased to be invited to share with you all some reflections. The global challenges faced by humanity are becoming ever more complex and daunting. And this call for coordinated regional and a global partnership and action in order to meet these common challenges and create a better future for all. We look to culture and civilization to play their role, which is as important as the role played by economy, science, and technology. Confucius, a giant of world culture, one of the greatest thinkers and educators, has had a profound impact on the development of Asian civilization. Nishan is the birthplace of Confucius, and it is of great significance to hold a forum on dialogue of civilizations and the cultures in this great city, Nishan. Nishan Forum creates a significant platform for world civilizations to engage in dialogue and exchanges on a level playing field that facilitates cross-cultural learning. Civilization is colorful because of the exchanges and the civilization is enriched by mutual learning. Exchanges and mutual learning among civilizations is an important driving force for the progress of human civilization and the peaceful advancement of the world. This year marks the 20th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Timor-Leste and China. Our two countries are reliable partners based on mutual respect, mutual benefit, and on an equal footing. Timor-Leste is endowed with enchanting scenery and rich tourism potential resources. We hold the richest biodiversity in the world. Our corals are completely intact, healthy, not damaged by industrial pollution or even by climate change. Timor-Leste abounds in coffee, coconut, gas, and oil. We provide an exceptional investment environment and huge development potential. I hope that Shandong province, an important province on the east coast of China, with a population of over 100 million people, the third largest economy in China, can expand the partnership with Timor-Leste. Shandong Highway Group is the first Chinese enterprise registered in Timor-Leste. It has undertaken many infrastructure construction projects and played positive roles in the economic and social development of Timor-Leste. For the future, I hope that we can deepen the friendly exchanges and practical cooperation between Timor-Leste and the Shandong province in the fields of agriculture, tourism, petrochemicals, education, and the culture. Shandong enterprises are welcome to invest in Timor-Leste, and tourists from Shandong province are warmly welcome to visit our country. I wish you all a very successful Nishan Forum. Sheshe, thank you.
Congratulations on the 8th Nishan Forum. I am truly honored and humbled to be invited to participate virtually in this 8th Forum on Global Civilization and Global Cooperation. I note the theme of the 8th Nishan Forum on World Civilization is diversity of human civilization and shared values for humanity, where relationship between the diversity of human civilization and shared values of humanity will be the core agenda. I subscribe to the world-famous cultural giant, whose birthplace the Nishan Forum on World Civilization is named after, Confucius, who believes in the equality and education of all people, rich or poor. Education is no doubt a means of human transformation, discovery of human nature, and cultivation of human character. Good virtues are developed through education, and might I add, the balance between theory and practice cannot be overemphasized. I congratulate you all for the commitment to safeguarding the diversity of world civilization, promote world peace and development, and building a community with a shared future for mankind. I salute you for playing an important role in advancing exchanges and mutual learning among different civilizations and pushing for a more harmonious world. This is precisely what the world needs today. Your seriousness and commitment in responding positively to the United Nations initiatives on encouraging dialogue among world civilizations, safeguarding the diversity of world civilizations, promoting world peace and development, and building a community with a shared future for mankind is not only salient, but waves of positive impacts, ripples across the world. Since the establishment of the ambassadorial level diplomatic relations between China and Solomon Islands, Shandong has been deepening exchanges and cooperation with Solomon Islands. In August 2021, Isabel Province and Shandong Province of China online conference was a success, during which the two sides explored prospects for cooperation on tourism, agriculture, forestry, fisheries, and mining to build on the friendly relations between the two provinces. Over the unveiling ceremony of China-Pacific Island Countries Climate Action Cooperation Center in April 2022, a letter of intent to establish friendly cooperation tie was signed between Shandong and Isabel. This is a living example of the values and philosophies Solomon Islands jointly promote with China. An opportunity for Solomon Islands and China to jointly promote exchanges and mutual learning among our people and creating a better future for human society. It is imperative Solomon Islands and China are leading by example in promoting the spirit of the Nishan World Civilization Forum. This historical bilateral relationship tells us that the more difficulties we face, the more imperative it is for us to stay confident and strengthen exchanges in the midst of civilizations. As I conclude, I say with confidence, the spirit of the Nishan World Civilization Forum is alive and active between Solomon Islands and China. I trust outcomes and blueprints for the development and progress of human society will be reached at the end of this forum. Congratulations. I wish the 8th Nishan Forum on World Civilization all the success.
Дамы и господа, дорогие участники и гости форума, прежде всего, позвольте поприветствовать вас и выразить особую признательность организаторам форума за инициативу проведения данного мероприятия. Весьма символичным является то, что форум назван в честь места рождения великого мыслителя, политика и педагога Конфуция, который оказал огромное влияние не только на развитие общества, истории и культуры Китая, но и внес большой вклад в развитие мировой цивилизации. Конфуций – признанный мировой деятель культуры. В нынешнем году Кыргызстан и Китай отмечают 30-летие установления дипломатических отношений. За этот немалый период времени нам удалось выстроить надежное двустороннее партнерство, основанное на взаимном доверии и поддержке. В условиях продолжающейся борьбы с последствиями коронавирусной эпидемии и сложной обстановки в мире, Китай и Кыргызстан в соответствии с заданным курсом глав государств продолжили неуклонно развивать отношения всестороннего стратегического партнерства на всех уровнях. В настоящее время кыргызско-китайское сотрудничество развивается динамично и находится на весьма высоком уровне двустороннего взаимодействия. Китай для Кыргызстана является добрым соседом, верным другом и надежным партнером.
China-Kyrgyzstan top leaders maintain close and friendly exchanges. We have high level of mutual trust, all of which have greatly promoted our cooperation in multiple fields. So, my dear friends, developing China-Kyrgyzstan cooperation is an integral part of our bilateral relationship. But it is noticeable that China-Kyrgyzstan cooperation is being reinforced year by year. Almost every year, we could witness the friendly relations practiced by the two countries. For example, during the fight against COVID-19, Kyrgyzstan has received the support from the Chinese government. And we have received support from even some provinces in China, for example, the humanitarian assistance from Shandong province. Speaking of our civilizational exchange, we should realize that ever since the time of the Silk Road, hundreds of years of exchange in culture has been witnessed. We have a long history of cultural exchange. This has become a very strong bond between the two peoples. This bond has been reinforced all the years. Our cultural exchange and cooperation is also an important part of our cooperation. It is the basis of civilizational dialogue. So cultural exchange and cooperation deepen our mutual knowledge and understanding of each other. Our friendly neighborhoodness has witnessed the regular stage of the tour performance between the two countries. Those activities could help us to better understand each other's traditions. Under the leadership of the Chinese Ministry of Culture, a very famous master from Manas has once performed the opera Manas in Beijing and China. Through the opera Manas, the Chinese people get to know the history, culture, and uniqueness of the Kyrgyzstan culture. In October 2021, China-Kyrgyzstan Culture Exchange Center was launched. And that was coinciding with the 30th anniversary of the independence of Kyrgyzstan and 30th anniversary of diplomatic relationship between China and Kyrgyzstan. This activity has better cemented our friendly relationship between the two countries and two peoples, with new contents to our friendship. I hope in the foreseeable future, the two countries could conduct some more activities. Those activities will be recorded in our history of culture and cultural exchange. Both sides are very active in educational cooperation as well. In Kyrgyzstan, people interested in Chinese culture and Chinese history are rising in number year by year. This helped to promote the Mandarin in Kyrgyzstan. For example, in my country, in the high schools, we have developed some Confucius institutes and academy. In 2017, in Bishkek, we have developed a Mandarin-based school. And in China, every year, they would offer some quota for our high school students to learn in China. And in China also help the civil servants in Kyrgyzstan to conduct some training courses in China. So, dear friends, of course, there are some more important things to be mentioned about our bilateral relationship. Because since the independence of Kyrgyzstan in 1991, in a relatively short time, we have some communists. Also, the history of our people-to-people exchange has been everlasting. Kyrgyzstan put high premium on our cultural cooperation with China. And I would love to thank the organizer for today's event. We stand ready to conduct such communication and cooperation with Chinese friends. Finally, I would love to thank the Chinese organizer again for inviting me here. I hope today's forum could be a platform for the clash of ideas and the platform for the dialogue between different civilizations of the world. I wish everything goes well with all of you guys. Thank you for listening. It's a real pleasure for me to attend the 2022 China International Confucius Cultural Festival and Nishan Forum on World Civilization. We have China and Greek Civilizational Forum before. And today, I'm honored to give my best wishes to Shandong province, which is the birthplace of Confucius. Confucius has a lot of similarities with many ancient Greek philosophers. In addition, this year marks the 50th anniversary of our diplomatic relationship, so this event comes right at the time. On May the 15th, 2019, President Xi Jinping met me in Beijing, and I delivered remarks on the occasion of Asian civilizational dialogue. Today, my speech would be no more different from that remark. It's just that the location has been changed from Beijing to the cradle of the Confucianism, and also the cradle of ancient Greek civilization, where I am standing now. China and Greece are the inheritors of two ancient civilizations. The two countries do have some differences, but we share similarities. For example, people-orientedness, peace, and respect. We pay attention to not only the great civilizations for people's survival and development, but also the great civilizations that pursue peace. There is no superiority between civilizations. So, we observe the principle of mutual respect of all civilizations. We highlight mutual learning between the civilizations. The real civilization knowledge should be the essence of different civilizations. Because of the convergence of different civilizations, they should respect each other, and there is no superiority between them. So mutual learning of civilizations is the essence of all civilizations. Although sometimes we hear the word like the cultural conflict, sadly, sometimes those people who are highlighting cultural conflict are the reasons behind the displacement of some people. For example, the spring of the Arabic world is a good example. As we all know, real civilizations should not stand in conflict to each other, and the exchange of civilizations should not be stopped. So today's dialogue would be a bridge, helping different civilizations to exhibit their visions, assisting their values and their realizations. We should all put our sights on mankind and protect human values and our own personalities, and we should work hard on human peace. This is a difficult era with a lot of difficulties.
And peace is the greatest aspiration of all the peoples in the world. We live in tumultuous times, but we have to fight for peace and prosperity, because without peace, there wouldn't be innovation. There wouldn't be the realization of all the human ideals. Contrarily, inequality will result in all sorts of problems, and they are depressing human beings. And this depression is not something we can afford. We as the Greeks, no matter it is in the past, present, or in the future, we will work with China to learn from each other and to make contribution to international cultural exchanges. I would also like to emphasize that the Greek culture is part of the European culture. We are going to demonstrate that Europe will play an indispensable role in safeguarding world peace, and also to demonstrate the limitless power of the European culture. After all, Greek culture is the foundation of the European culture. I would like to complete my presentation in some simple words. In this tumultuous time, we have to make contributions to world peace. We have to strengthen peace through peaceful, civilized dialogue. Of course, we Greek people, we will make our own contribution as part of the European culture so that our future generations can live better, can have greater creativity and hope. Thank you very much. Dear friends, it's a great pleasure to address the 8th Nishan Forum on World Civilizations. Not so many countries in the world are like China, with such a profound and time-honored civilization. And not so many thugs and sages are comparable to Confucius. And Shandong is part of China and an important place of China's culture. A couple of years ago, China's president paid a visit to Serbia. Right now, COVID-19 pandemic has hampered international travel, but we are very happy to see that the Belgrade Chinese Culture Center, invested by Shandong, is well underway, is making smooth progress in 2016. At my invitation, President Xi Jinping and First Lady Peng Liyuan paid a visit to Serbia, and they jointly inaugurated this center. I believe Serbian President General, the leadership of Vučić, will inject more vitality to our two nations and peoples. And Serbia is a reliable partner of China in Europe. We will never forgive that. The Serbian people hold sincere sentiment towards the Chinese people. All the development plans currently in Serbia have to do with China, and Serbia has tremendous potential for the investment activities of China. In particular, for example, the Shandong Highway Corporation has made some meaningful investment in Serbia. We welcome China's enterprises to investment in other areas as well, so that we can offset the uncertainties of this world. And we have to allow the coexistence between different peoples and different civilizations in a peaceful manner, so that we can contribute to world peace, and we will never be succumb to the interest of the privileged few or small groups of countries. And we share the same wish. We need to be entitled to the opportunities of fair development. This is the key of the world and all the people in the world. Confucius said that do not do to others what you don't want others to do to yourself. He also said that we need to return to each other's favors. And this, I believe, are the traits that we hold dear to. And you are a country with great thinkers, and today you are hosting this forum at the birthplace of Confucius. I had the honor to visit Qufu, and Serbian people respect Chinese people's responsibilities and their hardworking spirits, and we believe that under the leadership of the CPC, the Chinese people will achieve their development goals, and we share the same ideas. We hold similar hopes for tomorrow. I wish the resounding success of this forum. I'd like to express my sincere congratulations to the 8th Nishan Forum on World Civilizations. In Japan, in the textbook of ancient Chinese, we have selected the poem of the Tang poet Wang Wei, remembering my Shandong brothers on September the 9th. In this poem, Wang Wei expressed the excitement of the Zhongyang Festival. He said that I'm alone in a foreign place, but each time on September the 9th, I remember my friends from afar. And this year marks the 50th anniversary for the normalization of China-Japan diplomatic relations. 50 years ago, on September 29, 1972, China and Japan jointly released the statement on normalizing their diplomatic relations, and we have rebuilt the bridge of friendship. In the 6 years afterwards, in 1978, Vice Premier Deng Xiaoping paid a visit and met with then Japanese Prime Minister, and they have exchanged the documents and signed on this agreement of peaceful cooperation. And China and Japan built a insurmountable bridge that is invincible. And a few years ago, I met with the incoming President Hu Jintao, and we jointly signed the China-Japan Joint Declaration on comprehensively promoting these mutually beneficial relations. Prior to that, in 2007, I was the Prime Minister of Japan, and I paid a visit to the Confucius Temple in Qufu of Shandong. It was there I wrote down the words of remembering the past, and you will know knowledge new. And this is my tribute to Confucius. And right now, the 8th Nishan Forum on World Civilizations is being held in Shandong. Everybody is exploring this concepts of community of shared future for mankind. I hope that this is an opportunity for people to realize the power of traditional culture. And this, I believe, is a manifestation of the community of shared future for mankind. Last but not least, I wish this forum a great success. Thank you very much. Dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. The 8th Nishan Forum on World Civilizations is now being held in the birthplace of Confucius in Nishan. I'd like to extend my warm congratulations. We know that Confucius played a very important role, not just to China, but also to Korea, and even to the whole world. And both China and Korea belong to the Confucius Cultural Circle. We share a lot in common. Our people-to-people exchanges go back to time immemorial. Confucianism has deeply penetrated into all the corners of the Korean society, and it's affecting our politics, culture, education, etc. Confucianism is the cornerstone of both the Chinese and Korean people. It is playing a very important role in driving the modern society. Confucianism advocates harmony, frugality, piety, and benevolence. And these ideas and philosophies are affecting the thinking way, the thinking model and behavioral pattern of both China and Japan and Korea and the whole world. In order to, it has also played a very important role in enhancing economic and cultural ties between China and Korea. This year marks the 30th anniversary for the diplomatic ties between China and Korea. And according to Confucius, 30-year-old is the time for you to mature, for one to mature. Over the past 30 years, we have scored enormous achievements in our bilateral relations. And this is indispensable to the strong cultural ties and the close cultural bond between our two countries. I believe that in the future we will continue to use this Confucianism as the shared cornerstone to carry out more exchanges. The Nishan Forum has been held successfully for 7 times, and it has played a very important role in enhancing cross-cultural communications and promoting harmony at the global level. It is a real sense, in-depth international exchange for different civilizations and different nations and different peoples. And they have played a very important role in helping different nations to avoid confrontation. Although we have different colors, we may speak different languages, but people all across the world share the same aspiration for peace and development. And we constantly gain new wisdom from Confucianism. such as mitigating our differences, spreading the concept of peace and benevolence. I hope that through civilized dialogue, we will definitely achieve the shared values of mankind and share the results of human progress and civilization so that we can jointly build a greater and brighter future for mankind. Last, I'd like to wish a resounding success of the 8th Nishan Forum on World Civilizations. I wish all of you health and success. Thank you very much.
It is my great pleasure to join you for the 8th Nishan World Civilization Conference. Our values and philosophies, wherever we live, define who we are. And yet how we respond when we meet each other and share those values and stories defines our potential as a people, as our nations, and across the world. I welcome the fact that you're putting on this important conference at this time, not only to celebrate the special differences between our cultures, but also to find new ways where friendship can have us reach out, sharing our history, but building a foundation on which our future can be established. New Zealand's a very young country. Our Maori people arrived here just over 1,000 years ago, and my ancestors only 200 years ago. We are a fun-loving people who had to go over the horizon to get here, and we're just establishing our own special identity. We love adventure, we love our land, and we love our oceans. They actually help us have our fun and our experiences, but they're the source of food production, and they also give us a deep sense of identity and attachment. There are emerging influences amongst New Zealanders in the artistic and creative area, and in education, and in community reach and outreach, where we're actually sharing many of our stories and connecting to other people in the world. And it's on this basis that mutual exchange and understanding can be achieved. Shandong and New Zealand have many of these relationships, city to city, industry to industry. And of course your young people have come here in big numbers to learn in their programs and courses, to enjoy the exceptional New Zealand environment, to make new friends. And as they do so, they deepen their understanding and they create a bridge for the future that will enhance civilizations and increase our respective understanding. There is great potential through this mutual exchange, and we need to explore ways in which not to be afraid, but rather to have open minds, not worrying about what we don't agree on, but finding areas where we can agree and build on understanding and creating platforms to move forward. Right now, we're all trying to think about how to create a better future. The pandemic has challenged us. The world economy is disturbing us in many ways, and we need to face up to these things. Our Maori people tell us we should look back toward the future, and so as we consider, as developed civilizations, what our values were, let's use those as a platform to build new relationships together. Our Maori people also have a wonderful saying: if you ask them what is the most important thing, they say, "Hei tangata, hei tangata, hei tangata." It's the people, the people, the people. Ladies and gentlemen, we must not be afraid to reach out over borders and boundaries, across continents and economies. It's a time where geopolitical and other tensions are challenging us, but civilizations provide a platform for the future. I wish you the very best for this important conference. I hope it's rewarding for those of you who are there, and I very much look forward to finding and considering your conclusions in the months to come. My best wishes to you.
Thank you, everyone. I would love to thank the heads of states and former heads of states for your support and attention to Nishan Forum on World Civilization. As to diversity of world civilization and the common values of mankind, we have come on the same page. I hope that we could further promote our cooperation and exchange to respond to our challenges and risks. Let's join hands together to build a community of shared future. Now, let's move on. Let's give the floor to Chinese Political Bureau member, Vice Premier, and Chairperson Liu Yandong to deliver remarks through the video. Good morning, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. In the hometown of Confucius, it's wrapped up by the autumn scenery. Today, we join the 2022 China International Confucius Cultural Festival and Nishan Forum on World Civilization. The present guests include the heads of states, cultural elites, experts, scholars. For years, those people have contributed to the exchange of civilizations and promoting the common values. On behalf of International Confucian Association, I would love to extend our warm welcome and sincere thanks to you all. The theme this year is the diversity of human civilizations and the common values of mankind. Diversity is the basic feature of civilizations. In our globe, there are over 200 countries and regions, 2,500 nationalities, 5,000 languages. They have their own strengths. Although we differ in our skin color, language, religions, intellectual ideas, aesthetics, civilizations have no difference of superiority or inferiority. They should be treasures valued by all. They are the commonwealth of mankind. If we review history, no matter where the civilization is born, the civilization is always open. That's the rule. Diversity of civilizations and the communication between civilizations is the everlasting vitality. For example, Dunhuang Grottos. It is an important place for the Silk Road. It's also the convergence place of religions. The Mogaoku Grotto has a lot of beautiful paintings. It is also the result of integration with Persian Gulf, Central Asia, and some other places, arts. So the Chinese culture has absorbed other cultures on the basis of Chinese tradition and culture. In China, there is an old saying that even though we start from different places, we come to the same destination. Different civilizations observe the shared values. Those values represent the future trend. And the communication of civilizations can enrich our culture. Different aesthetics could come to the common destination, and the common values could be upgraded. So, these values become the shared values of mankind. Peace, development, fairness, democracy, freedom are the common values of mankind. They are the common aspirations of mankind. They go beyond ideologies and social systems and development levels. They echo the call of the era and the history. Communication of the diversified civilizations are guided by the common values of mankind. People from all societies can enjoy the spiritual prosperity. It is a bridge of people-to-people exchange. We could help to eliminate the differences and conflicts. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, there are a lot of hopes and risks, even disasters, turbulences, and crises. We are gripped by the unprecedented transformation, for example, climate change. Is challenging to mankind. Unilateralism, protectionism are rising. Globalization is challenged. Sustainable development has been grounded to a halt, and the difference between the South and the North is enlarging. So, where is the way out? Those challenges are unprecedented. In this new era, Chinese President Xi Jinping pointed out that to respond to the common challenges, we must work together. We need the support of technologies and manpower. Since we share the same destiny, we must deepen the communication of civilizations and build a bridge for people to better understand each other. We must go beyond ideologies so that civilizations can give out their strengths. We must appreciate the practices of different civilizations to pursue the common values. Let's join hands to embrace a shared future for mankind as a whole. I have 4 pointers to make. First, build a bond of cultural exchange to pave the way for people-to-people exchange. The unprecedented transformation we are in now is not just a topic for one country. It is a transformation for this whole era. The international landscape is facing a lot more uncertainties and instabilities. If we look at this transformation from the angle of cultural conflicts and crack down upon the other civilizations by the more well-developed civilizations, that's going to be a historical tragedy and a disaster of human civilization. The Chinese civilization highlight the common prosperity of all culture and civilizations. We should be inclusive and bind all nations together. President Xi Jinping, on the occasion of 2565th anniversary of Confucius' birthday, delivered remarks. He pointed out that in the fine Chinese culture, we could find a solution to the problems in this new era, and he gave 15 takeaways. Those ideas are the essence of Chinese culture, and it is the result of the wisdom connection, including the Western wisdom. We should be open-minded and far-sighted to better understand each other's culture and create the platform of cultural communication. We should create a more harmonious world with more colorful civilizations. Second, in face of the pandemic, we should stand side by side and join hands together to build our homeland. The history of mankind is also a history of our fight against disasters and diseases. COVID-19 devours a lot of achievements we made. Many population has been plagued by energy insecurity, food insecurity, and pandemic. It is proved that in face of the worldwide disasters, all countries are not riding the 190 boats. Instead, we are all on the same boat. In the post-pandemic era, we must reserve our differences and live in harmony. Through cultural exchange, we will go beyond and transcend cultural conflicts. We highlight cultural coexistence instead of cultural superiority. We must offer our condolences to each other and offer support to protect our homeland. Third, we observe the principles of harmonious coexistence and peaceful development. Right now, peaceful development in the world is challenged. For example, the difference between the South and the North, and the divide of development. The Human Development Index has slipped down. That's unprecedented in 3 decades. There are still 100 million people living in poverty. And some countries are returning to poverty, even chaos. In the developed nations, there are still some people trapped by financial difficulties. President Xi Jinping has a clear mind about the world landscape. He proposed the global concept of security, and that is a showcase of the responsible big nation. We highlight win-win cooperation through our common cooperation. We have a global governance concept to dig deeper into the contents of all civilizations and manifest the achievements of civilizations. Civilization will light up our future path. Fourth, give play to digital economy. We must build a community of shared future for mankind as a whole in the digital way. AI, blockchain, VR, big data, and other digital technologies have entered into the households. Digital connection and the connection of intelligence have become the regular way of life and production means. We must deepen the civilization contents and guide big data to work for the benefits of all. And we must break the monopoly of big data so that big data can create the new space for people's lives, for global governance, for national sovereignty. Digital civilization can help to facilitate building a community of shared future for mankind as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, next month, the 20th Congress will be held. We will learn more about the blueprint of China's next stage development. And I know that the international community is looking forward to it. China will realize the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. And China's development will bring some new opportunities to the world and contribute to civilizational progress and peaceful development of the world as a whole. Shandong province is an important origin of Chinese civilization. For years, it has helped to the transmission of Confucianism. I would love to thank the organizer for your dedication to this occasion. And we look forward to multiple ways of communication so as to get in touch with experts and scholars from the world. And let's work together to carry forward the fine traditions and culture. And let's safeguard the diversity of human civilizations. And let's be practitioners in order to strive for prosperity of the world.
Last but not least, I would like to wish a resounding success of the 8th Nishan Forum on World Civilizations. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chairperson Liu Yandong. In her speech, she elaborated on the connotations of the community of shared future for mankind. She recognized Shandong's role in spreading traditional Chinese culture and in contributing to cultural exchanges between different civilizations. She also highlighted the importance of building the community of shared future for mankind. We at Shandong will continue to contribute to international cultural exchanges. Now we're going to kick off the 6th agenda. May I give the floor to Vice Chairman of the National People's Congress, Academician of the Chinese Academy of Sciences, Wu Weihua, who is also the chairman of the Jiusan Society, or September 3rd Society. Distinguished guests, dear experts, scholars, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, good morning. Today, friends from all across the world are gathered at the birthplace of the Chinese philosopher Confucius for the 2022 China Qufu International Confucius Cultural Festival and the 8th Nishan Forum on World Civilizations. We are here to explore the diversified civilization of mankind, and this is, of course, a very significant gathering and forum. Here, I would like to express my sincere congratulations to this great event. I would also like to express my sincere welcome to all the distinguished guests and all the dear friends who have come for this event. Nishan is a sacred land. It is the birthplace of Confucianism. It is also one of the great places of origins for the Chinese civilization. In recent years, Shandong has earnestly learned the important instructions of Party Secretary Xi Jinping on advocating fine traditional Chinese cultures, and we have committed to vigorous innovation while maintaining integrity, and we brought innovation to traditional Chinese cultures and introduced a number of measures. A number of theoretical and practical achievements has been made in the cultural industry. President Xi Jinping said that peace, development, fairness, just, democracy, and freedom are the shared value of all the peoples in the world. We have to respect the diversity of world civilization and advocate the shared values of the world and encourage cross-cultural communications. And these are important instructions made by General Secretary Xi Jinping. It also represents the great theoretical innovation of the Xi Jinping thoughts on socialism with Chinese characteristics for the new era. They are the guidance for our actions, and they will make very important contributions for human progress, as they have injected momentum and boosted the confidence of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, we are very happy to see that the modesty, inclusiveness, and other values and behavioral patterns advocated by Confucius have laid the foundation for Chinese culture and Chinese civilization, and they have also contributed to world culture and world civilization. Dialogue and communication, inclusive and mutual learning, and peace and harmony, and other Confucius philosophies, they have always played a positive role in the Chinese culture, and they have also empowered and facilitated the cross-cultural communication of the world. Today, we are hosting this dialogue of civilization. We are exploring our consensus in civilization, and this will definitely promote the construction of a community of shared future for mankind, and we will help create a brighter future for mankind. Let's follow the tide of history and jointly build a stable and harmonious international order, addressing the issues between nations, civilizations, and cultures have to fundamentally respect mutual learning and different civilizations. We have to push civilized dialogue in the first place, follow the trend of history, and stabilize the international orders, and advocate the shared values of mankind and build a community of shared future for mankind. Let's jointly enjoy and create greater beauty of human civilization. Let's strengthen mutual learning and respect for each other's culture. In today's world, we live in different cultures, different nations, different civilizations. We have different skin colors, religious belief, and we have different societies. People of different countries have become more interdependent with each other, and we have formed a community of shared destiny. Civilization becomes colorful because of exchanges and because of mutual learning. Civilization would become more enriched. Any civilization, no matter which culture and nation it is rooted, it should be open and flowing. It should be communicating with other civilizations. Exchange and cooperation are the way that we must travel in order to build a community of shared future for mankind. And let us take the correct path of mankind. Let's tell the China story well and contribute the Chinese wisdom to the world. The Chinese people respects for the values of benevolence, harmony, peace, cooperation, and modesty. And we will definitely inject more momentum and vitality to human civilization, and we will continue to contribute to a new stage of world development that is characterized by peace and development and dialogue. We have to tell the story of benevolence, non-confrontation, peace, harmony, and seeking common ground out of differences, because those are the wisdoms of China that can contribute to the whole world. Ladies and gentlemen, public is the way to go, and collective interest is what we should fight for. And let us join hands together and follow the path of fairness, just, freedom and democracy, peace and development. Let us not slacken our efforts, and let us join our hands together for a better, happier and brighter tomorrow. Last but not least, I would like to wish a resounding success of this festival and forum. I wish all of you a pleasant stay in Shandong. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Wei Hua. Vice Chairman Wei Hua said in his speech that the importance of the instructions of General Secretary Xi Jinping on the commonalities of the human civilization. He also briefly talked about the important role of Shandong in contributing to peace and development of the whole world. He elaborated on the community of shared future for mankind. He has boosted our confidence in contributing to peaceful exchanges of different cultures, and we will continue to contribute the wisdom of Shandong to cross-cultural communications. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all the speakers. Now we're going to kick off the 7th item on the agenda, we are going to officially launch the 2022 China Qufu ICCF and the 8th Nishan Forum on World Civilization. Let's invite Vice Chairman of National People's Congress, Chairman of the Geoscience Society, and Academician of the Chinese Academy of Sciences, Wei Hua, and Party Secretary of Shandong and Director of Shandong Provincial People's Congress Li Ganjie, and Vice Director of Culture Commission of Culture Division of CPPCC, former Deputy Minister of Foreign Trade, Mr. Long Yongtu, former Party Secretary of Zenmin University of China, and Council Member of the International Confucianism Association Jingnuo, and Director of Nishan World Center for Confucius Studies Cheng Lai, Vice Chairman Li Xikui of Chinese People's Association for Friendship with Foreign Countries, and Li Wenliang, Vice Chairman of International Confucian Association, Charles Defer of Croatia Embassy to China, Executive Dean of Confucius Studies of Shandong University, to gently come onto the stage to launch the 2022 China Qufu ICCF and the 8th Nishan Forum on World Civilizations. Let's give them a big round of applause. May I ask you to put up the laser pen and launch the event? Congratulations to Qufu International Confucius Cultural Festival and the 8th Nishan Forum on World Civilizations. Now may I ask all the distinguished guests to step forward. Now we're going to kick off the 8th item on the agenda. We will have a book donation ceremony of the Confucius book series. The Confucius book series is a collective set with more than 1,000 books and more than 4,000 volumes. They are a collective demonstration of the Confucius philosophies. They are a collection of fine culture, great traditions of the Chinese philosophy, and they are an important cultural project. In order to further enhance cultural communications, the organizing committee of Nishan World Center for Confucius Studies decided to contribute this book collection to the Central Party School, among other organizations. May I ask Madam Zhang Song, Mr. Liu Chengyong, and Chinese Division Chief Wang Yang, and also Vice President Gao Wenshu of the Central Academy of Social Sciences University, and Madam Ji Peng, Vice President Du Peng of Zhenmin University of China, and Associate President of the Chinese National Library.
Party Secretary Liang Ji of Nankai University, and also Madame Liu Ping from Fudan University Library. Party Secretary He Liqiang to come on the stage to receive the certificates.
Zhejiang
University, Mr. Yi Guifang. From Shandong University, Executive Vice President Wang Qilong. From Wuhan University, Executive Vice President Huang Taiyan. From Shandong Library, Curator Liu Xianshi. From Confucius Museum, Curator Bosk. And from Nishan Corporation, President Wu Guoping. Please all come on the stage. Please take your seats. Thank you, all guests, for witnessing the Confucian Classics presentation. We will implement President Xi Jinping's remarks about promoting the fine Chinese culture and innovative transformation of the civilization in order to have innovative development. We will take efforts to build a highland of Confucianism communication. This is the end of the opening ceremony. I would love to thank all the guests for your presence. Thank you. And please take your tea break